at the line with a 1-and-1. Ruled a non-shooting foul. Misses. Arizona just 1 for 7 in foul shooting. Less than a half a minute. With 18 seconds, Aaron Gouge trying to get away from Ryan Stevens. Right side to Fick. With 11 seconds, broken up. Fick saves it with 8. Gonna fire it up and overshoot everything. On the other side, it was caught. Wilkes got a shot off with 1 second. That would have counted. Pretty good maneuverability by Brendan Downs to get open and get a shot off. And that is the end of the first half. It is intermission at this National Wheelchair Basketball Association game. The Wheelchair Mavericks of UT Arlington leading the Wildcats of Arizona 33-27.
Burrito in hand, you, Sal Perconti, realized something was wrong. That big screen was not living up to its potential. And like a statesman, you professed, just because I have an HD TV set doesn't mean I have HD. Then you did something bold. You made a call and ordered HD service from Time Warner Cable. Mr. Perconti, you not only discovered the power of real-life clarity, you discovered the power of you.
Discover the best in HD TV. Call Time Warner Cable today. 972-PIC-TWC.
John Nelson, our Metro Sports crew, back at Texas off for this National Wheelchair Basketball Association matchup. And again, this concludes the third game of a tournament hosted by UTA. They host one a year. They lead Arizona 33-27. I'm joined by Corey Huggins. And Corey, we were talking off the air. There's a gentleman across the way that graduated at UTA, Willie Hernandez, who has designed a lot of these chairs that these players are using today.
Yes, sir. Not only just the UTA, but all the surrounding colleges, such as Arizona. Any of them that you will see, say, Performex is the name of the company, and that's what is on the wheelchairs.
He was an engineering major here at UTA in the early 90s, and you never know what's going to happen after you graduate. It proved out to be a very successful venture for Willie Hernandez.
Yes, sir.
In the second half, Arizona will have it to begin the second half. Mike Applegate, who had 4 points in the first half inbounds. Arizona State down by as many, or Arizona down by as many as 13. And only trailed by 6. Brendan Downs and misses. And Tyler Garner gets another rebound. Now the tallest player for UTA is David Wilkes, number 00, trying to get open underneath. Here's Fick, lobs it to Wilkes, and kind of lost his balance, falls out, and then able to straighten up and get back in defensive position.
Yes, sir. What David was trying to do there was actually tilt on one wheel so he could get that little extra height advantage over his 2 defenders that were covering him.
Now the wheelchair considered part of the player. Again, general rules of contact apply. All players must remain firmly seated in the wheel at all times. That shot rims out. You cannot use a functional leg or stump for physical advantage over an opponent. There is no double dribble, Corey. Explain that.
Yes, sir. What they do is you can have 2 pushes for every dribble. So if players going down the court, they have to dribble it every time they push. 2 pushes down the court.
What is considered traveling?
If somebody pushes 3 pushes or 4 pushes down the court, then that would be considered travel. You have to bounce the ball every 2 pushes.
He was tilting forward, Ryan Stevens, when he took the shot.
I think that Tyler Garner actually took that charge. What happened was Stevens actually came in and Garner was set just like you would an able body. You'd be set for the screen, and so he actually ran into him. So that's why it was called an offensive foul. Danny
Fick with the ball. Fick scored 6 first half points. Bounce pass to Garner, back to Fick, and then the offensive foul on Garner.
That's exactly what happened just to him. He came into the lane. He actually didn't have control over his chair. He had the ball in both hands, and when he dished it off, he didn't put his hands back on his wheels fast enough to stop his chair. That's why he went flying in through and got the charge.
Foul is on Tyler Garner, and then the explanation given to the official score. No foul has been charged so far for Arizona in the second half. How difficult is it, Corey, for a lot of these players to travel, especially when they get beyond the junior classification?
It's actually not that difficult for them to travel. They're actually a lot more mobile than most people would think. Much of the difficulty in traveling is carrying their extra chairs as in their ball chairs, because they'll travel in their everyday chairs, and they'll have usually a game chair, and maybe some players have a backup chair as well.
Now, the everyday chair would be heavier?
Yes, sir, it would be.
And these are pretty light. I mean, you don't want to push a heavy chair in basketball, but it's amazing how light these chairs really are and the maneuverability. Eric Harris misses the first of two. He's 0 for 4 in foul shooting. Arizona's 1 for 7 in foul shooting in the first half. Looking for the 28th points. And there it is. First point in the second half for either team. 33-28. Again, the season records: UTA 9-3, Arizona 7-5. This is a Southern Division game. 5 teams in the Southern Division. Aaron Gouge to Fick. At the free throw line, misses. Rebound, number 10, James Patton. Wilkes drops it behind him to Gouge and uses the glass, and that will count.
It was actually a good job by Aaron on that play, because he actually had the ball about 180 degrees from the basket, and then he swung around to his 45-degree shot that he loves and hit it.
And a basket and one for number 42, Aaron Gouge, a junior from Wake Forest, North Carolina. And that is his 18th point. He has 18 of UTA's 36. The National Wheelchair Basketball Association is comprised of 181 teams with 22 conferences. The league was founded in 1948. From the left side, that shot taken and missed by Evan Orth. And women can play on a men's team, is that right?
Yes, sir. In some instances they can. In the intercollegiate they can, and as well as Division I and Division II.
2 more for Aaron Gouge. In April of 1949, a group of University of Illinois students formed the first basketball tournament, and that was the beginning of the sport as we know it today. Jim Hayes trying to get the defense involved. There's the tip and the outlet to Danny Fick. Danny Fick.
Yeah, they actually nicknamed Danny Turbo, as you can tell him. In that fast break, he is very fast, and he has very, very good chair skills.
There's smoke coming off of those wheels. He's with him, spoke to spoke with Evan Ulrich. And now Applegate, the team's leading scorer. Mike Applegate, that is his 6th point. And a 10-point wheelchair Maverick lead. Lob it inside to Wilkes, and before he can hand it off to Aaron Gouge, we have a UTA foul.
It's actually 4 seconds in the lane call. That's one of the few differences between able-bodied basketball and wheelchair basketball, is that they extend the 3-second call to 4 seconds.
Even that, does that seem a little short?
Not really. They're very mobile in their wheelchairs. So.
Contact, Ryan Stevens of Arizona and Danny Fick of UTA.
And actually, that right there is called a foul because the gentleman from Arizona was not going in a straight line. If you're going in a straight line and the defender hits you, then it's not a foul, but the defender was going into Danny and Danny fell. That's why they called that one a foul.
Ryan Stevens is charged with a foul. That is his 3rd and the team's 2nd. Aaron Gouge inside of Brendan Downs. Misses. Gets it back.
See him tilt right there?
Leaning over to the right and is tied up. possession. Arizona